Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Digital Deluxe podcast, episode numero 6, or number 6, as he said in the good old US of A. As always, Digital Deluxe podcast is brought to you by TitleRace.com. As you can see, it's in the background where you can check out all your sports, gaming, and entertainment news. And of course, you can check out the podcast episodes there for this podcast itself and also Live in Fire podcast. We will bring it back from the dead, I swear to you. Especially with all these transfer rumors going around, and with Madrid saying that they didn't want Andres Gomez, and Marca saying all this crap about, oh, he's not worth it, but yet they wanted to link him to Madrid. It's okay though. Barca now has Andres Gomez. That's all we're gonna talk about, Tucker, because I just want to mention that Barca is the best. So we're gonna keep moving forward with that. This is a gaming podcast after all. As always, with me, we have our main man, Colin. Colin, how you doing today, man?
Doing all right. That's some great banter to start off the beginning there, saying Barcelona's the best and all that. But
I mean,
no,
it's only banter when it's a lie, but when you're stating
uh,
cold hard facts, my friend, it's not really banter, dude. It's just life lessons. That's what I like to call it. And my son is named after Javier Hernandez just because he's one of the greatest football players to ever roam this earth and still does. And of course, he was Barca pride. Unfortunately, he doesn't play for Barca anymore, but Xavi will always be my pride and joy as far as the Barcelona player that I adored the most. And now my son carries on the tradition, carries on the name. So I'm not saying my son is gonna play for Barca, but I'm not saying he's not. He's still too young to know. But you can never say never. That's how it's saying goes, right? You can never say never.
like, yeah, quoting Justin Bieber there.
No, 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 no. See, I'm quoting something that somebody else said, not Justin Bieber, but he quoted it from them. I have no facts for that. That is banter. That is considered banter, my friend.
Okay.
What's up, man? So forget all this. If you want to hear more soccer talk, or as we like to call it, more banter talk, don't forget to check out the Live and Five podcast. That is co-hosted by Colin and John. Well, if they ever actually do start recording ever again, but we won't talk about that podcast. We'll focus on ours.
Thanks.
So, Colin, man, how's your week going? What have you been playing? Catches up on the life of calling me baby.
Not a whole lot's been going on. I just saw the new Star Trek movie, so that was pretty good. Been waiting to see that for a bit. It was pretty good, better than the last one, with Cumberbatch and all that. So that was enjoyable. And then just been kind of playing FIFA. Not a whole lot else going on. I mean, footy's happened this week. You've got kind of the MLS team of the season. So after this, there's not really a whole lot else to do. The title race tournament is wrapping up this week. The next time you hear us speak, we'll actually probably be planning the next one, the fourth title race tournament. So that should be pretty exciting, and you just kind of keep your eyes out for that. And other than that, I mean, pretty much just FIFA, and of course my emulated Pokemon. So
Speaking of the FIFA 16 tournament, dude, can you let us know who's on top right now? Like, I mean, I know when we come back, we're gonna pretty much just jump in, and that's gonna be one of the first things we talk about. And speaking of the next FIFA 16 tournament or FIFA tournament that we're gonna have for Title Race, the Digital Deluxe podcast is gonna be included in that in some capacity. We can't really talk about that. We don't want to talk about that yet. We kind of want to have a little surprise for that. But the Digital Deluxe podcast is gonna be included in some capacity with that tournament as well. Some promotional stuff, pretty much what we're doing for Title Race, but more on that as we get closer to the next tournament. But right now, quick recap, Colin. How are the games? Who's on top? Who can we expect to pretty much take it? And biggest surprise for you as either a flop or actually for being on top?
pretty much it's been a two-horse race
Yeah.
most of the time, like the entire time. Pretty much, we talked about this in the past. Spin Bros and Stupa have been pretty much neck and neck the whole time. But the vital result, I think, was when Supa ended up losing to Budo. Who Budo's a good player, and like we always knew he was, and he had the capability to beat him. But the fact that he did and that he dropped points, this is one of those tournaments where over the long season, like you can't really lose more than one or two games, because if you do, then you're out of it. I
Yeah.
mean, I lost two or three games early. I lost to Chuck and Sean early on, and after that, I was kind of like, probably not going to end up winning this. After I won the last one, so. But yeah, right now, basically, we had the biggest game of the entire tournament this week. Match day 14 just happened, and it was Sean versus Spin Bros. And Spin Bros have Dreamy last week, so they pretty much just had to beat Sean, and if they beat Sean, they were going to win it all. And he ended up winning. Spin Bros did. Mike ended up winning, so our fatal boy is probably going to end up being the champion. So hopefully he can pull the double this season and win a Title Race Cup and win a nice little fatal cup for himself as well. So yeah, that's what it looks like, unless Dreamy all of a sudden becomes an absolute world-class FIFA player. It looks like Mike is going to end up taking the Title Race Cup home for the Spin Bros.
Dude, that is not bad at all. I was actually thinking that Super was going to take it the whole time. He was pretty much consistent throughout the whole tournament. So, seeing that, the Fatal brothers themselves, or like you said, one half of the Fatal brothers themselves are actually going to be taking this tournament. Doesn't feel too bad. It doesn't feel too bad after all. I mean, it looks like Bateson was pretty much looking at the Magic 8-ball and saying, who's going to win this Title Race tournament and who can we include in this Fatal YouTube? That's not how he chose it, but that, for our sake, that's going to say, we're going to say that's exactly why and how he chose the next people for the Fatal tournament. So again, big ups to Spin Bros. If they win, maybe we have an upset. We never know. We're going to talk about that next week. But again, check out Spin Bros on YouTube. Go ahead and give them some love for the Fatal entry. Title Race is definitely behind them and supporting them and making sure that they get enough subscriptions and views and all that stuff, and making sure that Vaten knows they were a good entry and pretty much good people to bring on. And of course, overall, they are good people. So big ups to them, and definitely, as always, shout out to them.
Did you also hear who stopped into that game, that vital game?
No, who did? I didn't hear that.
Big man Nepenthes.
Oh yeah.
By the vital match day 14 game between Spin Bros and between Sean.
Dude, very nice.
Yeah, it was crazy. He dropped in and was like, "Hey, we're Spin Bros playing," and said Sean, and sat in there and watched the whole game. So it's good to know that we're at least on the radars of everyone.
Yeah.
I know between our pro player drawing interest from people like Castro, like being close to people like Castro, and between Nepenthes coming in and saying hi and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's good to know that people are actually like taking note of all the work that we're putting in, and the good work that our FIFA streamers are doing. So
yeah, I mean, not only that, but I know that a lot of the people that are in the the FIFA streamers as far as the Title Race stream team, they're all good people, and I mean, we're all pretty small. Luckily, some of us are partnered, and we're trying to pretty much climb our way to more partnerships as far as the Title Race teams go. Speaking of Title Race people, let's give also a big up to Pieface. He just got verified. So have you ever seen him, Big Brother? He was part of the Title Race tournament for a while. He kind of lost a few games, so he kind of lost his track there. Yeah, we'll see if he's in the next one if he has time, because he is a really busy man. Of course, he's not verified. So is he going to talk to us? We're not even sure anymore. He might be too professional for us. But again, we all have a bunch of great people, and it's all great, great banter. And I'm definitely happy that you guys put this together. I wasn't a part of this one because I don't really play FIFA as much anymore. FIFA, I mean, we talked about it and how the frustration that happens when we play FIFA. I mean, my friends who don't stream or whatever that just play FIFA normally would always be like, dude, how can you stream FIFA? It's so broken or whatever. But, FIFA 17, we're hoping for the best. If not, we'll see if we can hit up Konami and see if we can get everybody some free copies of Pro Evolution Soccer, and we can go ahead and turn into a Pro Evolution Soccer stream team, right? I mean, we can see if we can do it. I mean, you that's the thing about one game being the game that takes it all. It's like, if FIFA is the only soccer game that you play, and it's the only soccer game in the market, then it's gonna dominate, and they're not gonna care about innovating. But the fact that Pro Evolution Soccer is kind of on their tail all of a sudden, because they were kind of not there like a couple of years, and they kind of weren't really like putting out great games, and all of a sudden this last one was pretty decent. And then they have some innovations that I know that FIFA is kind of looking at and saying, hey, we could use that, or we can kind of do that and stuff like that. And of course, Pro Evolution does have the Champions League, and of course they have the partnership with the one and only Barcelona as far as their stadium and everything. They just put out a little trailer for that as well. So Pro Evolution Soccer is being tempting, especially as a Barcelona fan. I'm not gonna lie, I saw that and I was like, I might have to check out that demo just to see exactly how it plays this time and how it plays around. So as always, guys, we do like to plug it in. TitleRace.com/stream team. Go ahead and check out the rest of the people on the stream team when they go ahead and pretty much stream anything from FIFA and Grand Theft Auto. I've seen a lot of us playing and stuff like that, and of course, big shout outs to them as always for doing what they do and for putting in all those streams that they do, because it's not easy, man. It's not easy. It looks easy, but it's never easy, especially when your internet is giving you shit. But Colin, apart from all that, dude, and apart from all the title race stuff that we pretty much, I'm glad we were able to talk about, and we're giving more shout outs for. What have you yourself been playing, and what are you looking forward to playing next week?
Pretty much FIFA, just because we're getting excited a little bit again. This is kind of the last wave between footies and MLS tots and all that kind of stuff. So I've hopped on a little bit more to that. But other than that, I mean, we've received a couple game keys recently, which is nice. Which we'll be releasing coverage in the next couple days, next couple weeks.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
That I'm kind of excited to play. So that should be exciting. And other than that, excuse me. Sorry, I'm still kind of getting over the sickness that I've had over the last the last week. But other than that, Pokemon Go still kind of sweeping the nation. I went on my longest hunt ever this week. That was 5 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, that was pretty intense. Went to like 3 or 4 different parks. Went downtown. It was a good time. I jumped like 5 or 6 levels. Got some nice little exercise and stuff like that. So
Yeah, definitely,
other
definitely.
than that though, but other than that, not a whole lot going on in the gaming sphere recently. Not a whole lot like about to come out. I feel like other than the games that we'll be releasing content on. But yeah, what about you, Lex?
Um, I've been I've actually been playing a lot of Halo, dude. I'm still on the Halo grind. It's actually on sale right now. If you want to check out the price, it actually went down on sale. So, again, the long con. Don't forget, everybody. The long con of this podcast is just to get Colin to play Halo 5 with me, dude. I'm not sure if you've been looking at any of the Halo stuff as far as custom games and Forge. I'm not sure if you've been looking at that, but let me tell you, man. Some guy recently released beer pong on Halo.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I'm just saying, if you have friends that you can't really meet up with in person, but you still want to play some beer pong online, maybe they have a party on their side, we have a party on our side. Put two big screens on each side of the spectrums, and you guys play beer pong against each other and Skype through it and just take shots. Let's just say that's one epic party around world, man. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But they also put out another content creator. I saw this is off. I saw these on Reddit, so that's where I'm getting it from. This other person put in a dodgeball game with grenades, and pretty much like you grab a grenade and you throw it at somebody, and then once they get hit, they're out. So I mean, a lot of people are using Forge and they're putting stuff out there, and I know some of the Forge stuff is going to come to PC soon for Halo 5. So the multiplayer itself, and of course the game is not going to be on PC, but some of the Forge stuff is going to be on PC. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. And again, Colin, beer pong, Halo. Can't meet face to face. We can't meet in person until TwitchCon. But online, you can get drunk, and I'll drink water because I don't really drink alcohol, to be honest. But my wife will probably drink for me. Actually, my wife will probably drink for me because she does drink. But yeah, I mean, I've been playing Halo 5. Definitely liking that game. I've been doing a lot of Warzone Firefight, dude. I don't know why. I just got back into that. I was doing a lot of arena and stuff like that, but I jumped into Warzone Firefight, and I just been having a blast with that. And then you get a lot of real quick RP, which is like in-game currency, which you can buy to buy more packs and stuff. So it actually helps me out to do that, and it's a lot of fun on streams. But other than that, I've been playing a lot of the review stuff that the codes we've been getting we're getting some good review codes. For that, for example, we one that we can finally talk about, the embargo finally lifted, is This Is the Police. I do have a video up on my channel. It's for a review on that game. You should definitely go check it out. Definitely go check out one of the quick looks that I put up there, so you guys can check out what the game's about. The game is out tomorrow, July 28th. So if you're listening to this on Friday when the normal podcast goes out, for audio listeners, that is already available for you. But you can check out my review before you go ahead and go ahead and buy it. I can't post a review on the Steam site, on the Steam channel yet, but I will put it pretty much as soon as I wake up tomorrow morning. I already have it written down and set, so that way everybody who goes on the Steam, go ahead and see that. And of course, I do disclose that I did get a review code for that. Another one that I've been playing that I got a review code for was Dungeon Punks. That one has no embargo. It released yesterday. And that's on Xbox One and PS4. This Is the Police is on PC. It's on Steam, on Mac, Linux, PC, and Windows. And then the Dungeon Punks is the one we received. It's been pretty fun lately. It's kind of like a tag team brawler, like those beat 'em up games, like kind of like Final Fight, like stuff like that back in the day.
Yeah.
Um, so it's been pretty cool. I was streaming that yesterday. There was no embargo on that, so I was able to stream that as well. And then we're gonna be able to go ahead. I'm gonna put out some content on that, some let's plays. I'm gonna put up the review on the Title Race YouTube channel for that, so you guys can check that out. Those there as well. Later on this episode, I am gonna talk a little bit more about This Is the Police as far as a review, but for everything else, you guys can check that out. And then it's going a little bit long into, but tomorrow, Colin and myself on this very channel, as always, we are going to be playing Mushroom Wars 2. So we did get a beta code for that for this weekend. So there's no embargo on that, so we can go ahead and stream that tomorrow. We're going to go ahead and put that out there. If you listen to this on Friday when the audio podcast goes out, you can go back to my Twitch VODs to check that out. I'm going to try to pretty much break that out as well, though, and put it on YouTube. So you guys can check that out on the Title Race YouTube. That's going to go there for you guys so you guys can see that. And the review itself is going to go out later on. But yeah, that's what I've been playing, dude. I've been trying to cram everything into like small sessions so I can get enough time to play. Working full time kind of makes it difficult to get any playing time, let alone any reviewing time for any of this stuff. But I've been we've been fortunate. I've been getting really fortunate with this stuff and putting more stuff out there. I've had some people ask me like about the games and how they play, so very fortunate to do so. I'm very fortunate to be able to do all that stuff. Whew.
And also, I think people are going to be really interested with like This Is the Police coverage just because of how relevant that is right now.
Yeah.
How culturally relevant that is. But with like all the police killings, and I mean that game is like from what you've told me, obviously like I haven't seen it. I wasn't fortunate enough to get a code like you were, Mr. Big Shot, but it sounds like that game doesn't shy away from the subject material it's covering at all. So if you obviously you should buy the game as well, but definitely check out Lex's coverage on that because I think it's going to be like really really political, but in like a really good way. So.
Yeah, there's definitely some stuff that right off the bat it kind of hits you with, oh wow, I can't believe they're actually gonna kind of put that out there. Um, so I mean, it definitely doesn't hold back. It definitely it's I guess we can kind of just go in and talk about it now that we are kind of talking about it in general. Um, like just to make it a short story or whatever. I definitely do recommend buying the game. It is gonna be $14.99 when it comes out. Again, remember we did get review codes. So we didn't have to pay for it, but it is gonna be $14.99 when it's out. Um, it's a strategy game. You pretty much go ahead and you kind of get resources. You're the chief of police who has to retire. And pretty much gonna go ahead and step down, and you have 180 day games, like 180 days in game, to actually go ahead and try to raise $500,000 for yourself. But the thing is, you can either raise it the good way by actually like doing police work, or you can be corrupt as you want. You can help out the mafia, and if certain cops get in your way, you can fire them legally, illegally, or you can make sure that they disappear. So it's kind of like your choice, like how you want to go ahead and play the game. Your choices. It kind of gives you a little bit of replayability. Pretty good story. Music is really 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 good in this game. That's one of my favorite things about this game. Is definitely the music. You can kind of pretty much kick back, relax, and enjoy the game just with the music alone. And then you have like different detective work that you can put into the game, and then you have different things that you can do. You can either, like I said, you can help the mafia out or not. When there's like different things that happen as far as, hey, we need cops to go here, you can say, hey, I'll send cops there, or hey, I won't send cops there because the mafia's gonna pay me, so leave that alone. But then if you don't send cops there, sometimes civilians die, sometimes your cops die, you know and sometimes the good cops, like you say, hey, they're really professional, they want to get the job done, but then they end up dying because they don't have you don't send the right people with them. Sometimes there's one example. There's a club needed a bouncer, so I sent one of my medium to like low rating police officers to kind of just be a bouncer for the night. He ended up earning so much money that he quit. He's like, I'm out, bro. Like police department doesn't pay me enough. So I was like, Jesus, like you gotta be careful who you send. What if I would have sent like an amazing police officer who's like probably one of the best out there, and then he saw that he got paid more, he would have totally left me without resources. So um it's a fun game. I definitely do recommend checking it out. Like I said, go check out my video for more in detail on that. But if you're looking for a fun game to play, kind of in the summer lull as it is, I definitely recommend picking that up. And then another game that everybody's been talking about, but I haven't had a chance to play, and I don't know if you've seen it. It's We Happy Few. So that's also another game on early access and preview and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to playing that. So I don't know if you're gonna get a chance to play it yourself, but I'm gonna try to pick it up and see if we can talk about that next week. Pretty much have a little review on that as well.
I've seen a lot of like I've read through a lot of the coverage, like the early access coverage, and it says that right now it kind of plays really similar, like the feel that you first got when you saw that. It's like really BioShocky.
Yeah,
It's really atmospheric. It's just like first 5 to 10 minute minutes of game footage that you got at E3 or wherever that came out. But apparently, it actually ends up playing a lot like a just like a crafting game. One of those just generic survival games where you have to regulate your food, your water, your joy, as their unique thing is. The drug that keeps you, that makes you forget about the horrible thing that happened. Isn't that what's called, like the bad thing or whatever?
yeah,
But but I think like I'm probably gonna wait. I'm probably gonna wait to pick this one up because it does look like it's pretty early access, and I don't want to risk. I mean, it's obvious these people have put a lot of effort into this. I mean, with how much it was covered at E3 and how much I got excited about it when I first saw it. I just don't want to be spoiled by it, if that makes any sense.
yeah.
Like
No,
I
I
don't
mean
want to
it
play
definitely
it
makes
and then
sense.
be upset with it because it's not what I thought it was gonna be. So I'm probably just gonna like hold off a little bit, watch the early access coverage, but not actually pick it up for a little bit longer. So
Yeah, I mean, I definitely I've been looking at some people doing Let's Play, especially from the beginning. But then as I see they go on a little bit longer, and I kind of see what the game is about, I kind of back off a little bit myself. One,
hmm
I want to get through these games that been fortunate enough to get review codes for. So I've been trying to play those first, and then gonna jump into that to try to play myself. And I probably wait till the weekend if I have some time to go ahead and play that. And definitely check that out. But it definitely looks like a lot of fun. The price point is $30, so it's a little bit more expensive than a regular like digital game. Normally they're like 15-20 bucks, but it looks like this one might be worth it. Not sure yet, so we'll see. We'll give you a buyer pass on that one next week. I know a lot of people are looking forward to it, but it's an early access game, so it's still not completely done. It's on game previews for Xbox One as well, so it's a pretty crazy game talking about that. But still talking about Xbox One, let's go ahead and cover real quick the games with gold lineup coming out for August 2016. Right now I'm on GameSpot, GameSpot.com. August 2016 games with gold lineup, and I know Colin is really looking forward to one of these games. But the first game that's out is Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate, and then Colin's favorite WWE 2K16 is also free for games with gold on Xbox One. On Xbox 360, we have Spelunky and Beyond Good and Evil HD. Now, have you played any of these games? I'm not sure if you played any of these. I've played a couple of them.
I would say if you're a Dynasty Warriors fan, Warriors Orochi 3 is a good pickup for you.
Okay,
I don't
that's the
really
one
have
I
a
haven't played out of these.
Yeah. So Dynasty Warriors is kind of the one that, if you're a big Dynasty Warriors fan, that's a pretty big franchise, but it is kind of niche. So if you play those games, fantastic, you should pick it up. But if not, then it's probably not for you. Um, I gotta love WWE 2K16, which is the best fake wrestling game out there. And then Spelunky, is that the mining game when you go
Yes.
down and like there a Flash game that everyone used to play for that back in the day?
Yeah, it was pretty much on Steam and released and everything like that. It's kind of now out on everything already, but it is one of those of course free games out for people now. But yeah, it's one of those flash games. You kind of go in there, you kind of dig for treasure and kind of stuff like that. But I mean, it's a lot of it's a lot of fun though. It's definitely one of those games that a lot of people go back into and play, and they do really talk about, because it's one of the games that when it first came out, a lot of people really like enjoyed the kind of game it was, and it was one of those games that was a good digital game to pick up. Back when digital games, and even now when digital games are not maybe the greatest sometimes. Spelunky definitely was one of those great games to play. And then Beyond Good and Evil HD is a remake of an old game that a lot of people still find fondly and still love. So those are all free and games with gold. So I mean, this is a good lineup. I think it's a good lineup. I'm not particularly sure if you think it's a good lineup yourself. I know we're gonna look at the PlayStation Plus lineup, and we can kind of, I guess, compare and contrast to see which is a better lineup as far as the pay monthly subscriptions for either Xbox One or PC.
Well, I think it's better than this month's. That's all I've got to say, because this month's was kind of garbage in my opinion.
Do you think so?
Um,
What was out this month anyway? I didn't even
it
check.
was Banner's Saga 2, which is kind of one of those. If you've ever played like shit, I've just been playing this game like Dungeons of the Endless.
Oh yeah,
If you
yeah,
ever
yeah. Okay,
played
okay.
those, like that kind of PC game where it's kind of like point and click, like, uh, God, I've been playing a game on Steam recently, actually. It's called Sorcery. Thank you. There it is, Sorcery. So Sorcery you can play on your phone actually as well, but it's kind of like it just pops up and you can choose to enter the village or you can choose to go around the village. You can
Yeah.
choose to go into the mine or you can, choose to deal with it stealthily or with magic, that kind of thing. And then Tumblestone, which I've never heard of, looks kind of like just like a basic puzzle game. And then on Xbox 360, it was Tron Evolution, the Disney version.
Yeah.
So not quite the best.
Well, actually, hold on, hold on. Let me back that up a little bit. I know we talked a little bit about Tumblestone last week, but let me tell you that I've been having so much fun with that game. I was streaming it just because I'm like, okay, games with gold, whatever. I'll just stream it to see what it's about. My wife saw me playing that game because it's like a little puzzle game. Like you have like a bunch of stuff, like a bunch of bricks coming down, kind of like a Bejeweled, kind of like a mixture between like Bubble Bobble and like Tetris. Um, it's kind of like a mixture between Bejeweled, Bubble Bobble, and Tetris. So it's kind of like one of those puzzle games that could actually fit really well on the phone. My wife was pretty much looking at me play, and she's like, "Hey, can I try that?" So it has like a little random, wacky story to it that really
Yeah.
doesn't really make a lot of sense, but the actual gameplay is pretty fun. And then for somebody like my wife who doesn't really pick up a lot of games, she kind of sit down and say, "Can I play?" I thought that was pretty cool. And then I kind of stopped playing myself just to let her play. And like I'm like I don't want to pass this because I want her to feel like she can play it and pass it herself. Especially with my son, it's a little bit harder for her to do that. But she does. She one sentiment she did have was I wish it was an iPhone game because this would definitely be something I would play all the time. So I'm not
Yeah.
sure if they're thinking about that moving into bringing it to mobile. But if you guys are ever find this or you guys ever listen to this, Tumblestone creators, my wife suggests you guys put this on iPhone or mobile devices because you guys will make a killing. If somebody like her, who doesn't really play, all of a sudden stops and says, "What is that? Can I
It's
play?"
definitely a casual gamer type of game.
Yeah, and I mean it's good aesthetics, really colorful, really great game, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, even for somebody who's like me, it's a lot of fun, and it has multiplayer, so you can play against other people, and the whole thing is like you're trying to speed up and kind of clear the blocks before everybody else can. So it's a lot of fun, and in that case, it's a little bit competitive as well. So I mean, it's definitely something to pick up. And again, it was game with gold. Excuse me. So make sure you pick that up before the month is over, or you miss out on that, and you have to actually pay full price for that. So it's a whole different story. We have to pay full price for it. But speaking of that, let's go ahead and look at PlayStation Plus this week, which is kind of for me a little bit of a downer. We have Tricky Towers, which I've never heard of. Rebel Galaxy. Rebel Galaxy is pretty fun though. I do recommend that game, especially on PS4. Yakuza 5, Retrograde, and then Patapon 3 for Vita and Ultraton for Vita, PS3, and PS4. Out of those PS Plus lineups, Patapon 3, I enjoy the Patapon series, which if you've never played Patapon, it's a music rhythm game with little creatures that you kind of control and you kind of move them left to right based on the rhythm of your like playing. So you can do different rhythms like they literally go like they literally say their name Patapon like over in like different rhythm styles like you know pata poon 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 pata poon, and depending how you do it like pata 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 pun, like depending how you do it, that's how they move. Like they move either really fast, really slow. It all depends on all of that. And
But
then
that's on Vita, right?
yes, that's on PS Vita. So if you don't have a
So
Vita,
no one's gonna play
hey
that
hey
game.
man, I have a Vita, dude. I really like the
Oh,
Vita, but unfortunately, the Vita is a dead system in the water.
yeah.
And it is what it is. But on PS4, Rebel Galaxy is a good one. So I've heard really good things about that. So I mean, it's their PS4 Plus lineups. But what do you think based on this lineup and based on Rebel? All these games. I I I I mean, I think I kind of know what I think. Which one do you think has a better lineup as far as at least the free games? Again, the reason we're comparing this is just because we want to see what's a better bang for your buck. If you had to choose between one or the other, which one would you pay your little monthly subscription to if you had to choose one?
Probably Xbox. I feel like you're gonna get more time, even if you, even if you're like not a huge Dynasty Warriors fan. Just out of that, also Spelunky is just like a small, fun game that I think you can, kill some hours with, and WWE. I don't think anyone's going to download that one, but just between those two games, I think you're going to get more out of that than you would any of the games. I'm sorry, I didn't recognize a single thing on there. I'm sure I think I've heard of Rebel Galaxy.
Yeah.
I think there's like the whole Rebel series, right? There's like
Yeah.
multiple Rebel games. Yeah, okay. So I've heard of that, and I think that's the only one I would even get time into, and that just doesn't seem like I would put that many hours into that. So just like based on how much time you're going to get out of the games, then I'd probably say the Xbox lineup is better for me.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with that. If I had to put my money in a little basket for that choice, I would definitely go with games with gold on the August lineup for Xbox this month. I mean, wrestling in itself has a huge fan base, so I know a lot of people are gonna definitely be looking forward to that, especially with my friends who are wrestling fans. They're talking about Mick Foley coming back at the GM for Raw and SmackDown being like a separate thing now, so it's like they're trying to see how good it is. So that's actually a really good time to bring out WWTK16 for games with gold. So definitely looking forward to that. But moving on with games coming out, we are going to talk about the games that came out. So on PS4 and Xbox One, we have Hyper Light Drifter. Again, I'm on GameSpot.com for this. Hyper Light Drifter, you travel a ruined land with a twisted past, delving deep to collect lost technologies and unveil secrets long buried. I haven't really seen much of this game, but I've been definitely looking forward to playing that game, so I'm gonna check that out. I'll see if I can, as soon as I can, we'll talk about it. If anything, post a video or post a little article on TitleRace.com for you guys to go ahead and check that. Have you heard of anything on this game?
No, I have not.
Yeah,
But
Huh?
I've heard of the next game, but continue.
What's the next game, man?
Headlander.
See,
Yay.
and I haven't heard anything of Headlander. What is that?
Okay, so Headlander was a game that John and I had the pleasure to watch during E3's like later coverage. You know, you were allowed to stream it, and so John and I just kind of hung out and were watching the Double Fine conference
Yeah.
when they were releasing some of their stuff. So Headlander is basically this weird game where you're a head, and it's kind of like a side scroller, kind of like Inside style. It's kind of like in this uh, kind of alternate future type place, but basically you're a head and you can go and you can jump onto bodies, and like depending on what body you like knock the head off of, you have different abilities, and you kind of have to navigate and do different things and try not to get shot, and it's just kind of weird. It's kind of a it's unique, you know. You don't see a lot of unique ideas like that, so I think that would be at least worth it for people to go check out. And it looks like GameStop Spot gave it an 8 out of 10,
Yeah.
which I think would at least be worth your time to look at. You know, just check out a Let's Play or something.
Yeah, I've never heard of it. I guess now that I see the title and that you describe it, it literally is Headlander. So that's a
Yeah.
pretty good thing on that. It's only on PS4 and PC, so not on Xbox One. I like checking out games on Xbox One myself just because achievements. I don't know why. I just like when achievements pop up. It's fun when I see. But I do if not, I do pick it up on PC, even though I do have a PS4. But Headlander PS4 PC that is out already as well. Like you said, mentioned 8 out of from GameSpot and a 9 for Hyper Light Drifter. We Happy Few is on there as well for early access. Let's kind of go through some of these games. I haven't really heard a lot of
Among the
these.
Sleep.
What? What is
You
that?
not you haven't heard of Among the Sleep?
No, man. 'Cause see, this is why I bring you on because
Oh,
some of
this
these
is why
games I
I'm
don't know about.
here. Among the Sleep is great, and honestly, I didn't know they were going to release this for PS4. But
Yeah.
if you have not played Among the Sleep, please, for the love of God, play it on PS4. I'm kind of upset I don't have one now. But Among the Sleep is about this little kid, and I played this on PC before.
Yeah.
So this little kid, and he wakes up, and it's like a horror. It's like a horror game. So basically, he wakes up, and his mom's gone. You can't find him. So you're like you literally play like maybe a 2 or 3 year old child, and you're kind of walking around the house like trying to find him, and like there's a storm outside, and all this stuff is happening, and then you go into the closet, and you realize that there's a path into like another world,
What?
and so you have to
Narnia?
go through. Yeah, but it's like hell.
Oh wow.
It's terrifying. And so you go down there, and then you find a little teddy bear, and then the teddy bear kind of like narrates your way and helps you because you're kind of a silent
Oh, I
narrator.
see a
So
teddy
you
bear.
kind
Yeah.
of have to have someone to accompany you. So then the little teddy bear kind of follows you around, and it's just it's a weird game. It's definitely creepy as hell, but kind of have to like clear the different levels, avoid the different bosses and stuff like that to find I think it's like keys or something like that to free your mom, or the ending's definitely not what you think it is. So I would check it out on PS4 because I'm guessing it can't be that much money. I don't know what the price point on that is, but it's probably worth it.
I don't know the price point on that either, but it is like you said, it's Among the Sleep. Is a first-person adventure game that invites you to the mind and body of a 2-year-old child. That's pretty cool. I haven't heard of that before, so I might check that out later. Some of these games, like nowadays, a lot of, even though like not a lot of big title games coming out, like a lot of indie titles are coming out around this time. So I guess it's definitely a good time. Summer is here, and indeed. Let's go through.
14.99 for Among the Sleep.
Oh, 14.99. That's not a bad price then. I mean,
That's
it,
not
it,
bad.
it has it has a 7. The user average score is a 7.1. So again, that's not bad either. Again, we don't different people have different score methods. For us, it's a buy or pass, or for us, it's a buy, wait for sale, or pass. And based on Colin's review, I think it's like a buy.
Yeah.
Shiren the Wanderer, Tower of Fortune. Sorry, never heard of that. Live Lock, haven't heard of that either. Laser Disco Infernos, haven't heard of that. Sorry, I'm gonna kind of go through these as much as I can. Super Dungeon Bros, Riptide, and Dungeon Punks. So Dungeon Punks is one of the ones that I was able to get a review code for. It did just come out yesterday. It's they describe it as Dungeon Punks is a multiplayer side-scrolling brawler RPG with a unique tag team system that allows each player to control 2 heroes at once while managing and controlling a full party. It is local co-op. It's a couch co-op game, which is kind of rare nowadays. It doesn't have online support, which I kind of wish it did because I think it would be a lot more fun, but it doesn't. It's couch co-op. As far as like the player, so there's at the beginning there's 3 heroes that you have, and you can kind of switch between all of them, like pretty much like I said, like the old school Final Fight games and stuff like that. But then as you progress your story, you can add 3 more characters. So you can have a total of 6 characters, which is the most all all the characters that they have, and they each kind of have like their own set of like abilities and magic and stuff like that. So it's a little brawler. It's kind of the art style is kind of it's good, but it's not my taste and not my style. Um, it's also a game that when one of your characters die, you switch out with another one. But in order to bring them back to life, you need like potions. But potions don't really drop that much. And then sometimes it kind of gets overwhelming with all of the actual monsters in the map. The map itself is seems like it could be bigger. Like the place that you can walk around with seems like it could be bigger. A lot of the art in the background kind of takes up a lot of the space in the actual game. So it feels like one of the things that I felt about this game was that it was constricting. It felt like it wasn't like you weren't able to go ahead and move around that much, which felt like it's something that you needed because when there's so many, so many minions and stuff like that on the map, and they're pretty big too. They kind of take up a kind of a good amount of space on the actual little map. It kind of feels like you can't really move around. And then sometimes you can put friendly fire on. I don't know why you would though, because when you're trying to do AOE abilities, your actual teammates get hit, and I wouldn't really recommend turning that on. Although to each their own. Everybody has their own style. Um, and then some of most of the characters are all melee. Uh, well, actually, all the characters are melee. I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. All the characters are melee. Even though they kind of some of them feel like they could be more of a range class. Again, there's not enough space for them to be a range class, so I guess that's why they're not really a range class. So a lot of them are melee. You do have magic stuff that you can kind of throw out there that everybody can do. But the actual melee attacks don't have a lot of reach itself, but the magic itself does, and some of the magic ones are better than others. You do have this thing called rage. When you collect rage these rage jewels, you kind of go ahead and do like a rage, which is like a big powerful attack, which is pretty fun, pretty dope. The game itself is pretty fun though. Based on off of all of that, the game itself is actually pretty fun. You're able to pretty much move around without any problem. As far as switching around with the characters, I mean, you're not actually moving around in the actual place. Um, so it is 14.99 though. That's what I was looking at. This game, I think for me, the perfect price for this game would be 9.99. If it was 9.99, I definitely think I would recommend it for anybody who wants to pick up a kind of game like that, or a game that you want to kind of play with your friends or brother and sister at home, kind of like I said, couch co-op. I think 9.99 is the perfect price point for this game. 14.99 might be a little bit too pricey for this game. So I think on this game, I think I want to wait for a sale. I'll go ahead and put it again. Like I said, I'm gonna put a let's play video up on our channel for that later. On my channel, and then the review itself, more in depth talking about it and kind of showing what I'm talking about. I'll go ahead and put that in the Title Race D2 so you guys can check that. Banner Saga 2, which is already out with games with gold, which is pretty cool because they release it pretty much for free, which is pretty dope. Batman Return to Arkham. Everybody's played that, so it's kind of like a remaster for that.
New Fallout 4 expansion.
Well, it's actually not an expansion. You know what that is? Is that the expansion or is that the mobile game?
No, that's an expansion.
Oh, okay, Voltec Workshop. No, no, sorry, I thought for
Yeah,
some reason I thought it was the actual mobile game just coming to Xbox and
kind of.
PS4.
It kind
Okay,
of is.
okay. So it's kind of like the same thing, but they just makes it an actual expansion for Fallout itself.
Well, basically, it's an expansion. It comes with it comes with the biggest settlement possible, so it gives you a new settlement to explore, and also it basically sends you to Vault 88, which is a new vault that wasn't previously available. You go there, you find out there's a 250-year-old ghoul,
Yeah.
who's the overseer, and she's been doing experiments on the people there, and so then you can go in and it kind of enters into that viewpoint, and then you can also do experiments on the vault dwellers. So it's in a way it's very similar to the mobile game. It kind of like even goes into that layout where you can see each level and you can kind of like pick and choose which of the unfortunate victims you want to torture and stuff like that. But uh, it looks like it's worth it. Fallout, you can always count on Bethesda's DLC to be solid. So
Yeah, I mean, well, I kind of have a love-hate relationship with Bethesda games, but that's neither here nor there. Well, my biggest gripe is release your games. You weigh your goddamn games, please. Your games are always glitchy as hell. I understand
they're so big though.
I understand that. I understand that. But it's not their first game, Colin. It's not the first game. It definitely won't be their last. QA it. Jesus, just QA your games, please. I get that they already QA them. I get that they're huge games. But stop releasing these games with these huge glitches. Oh my god, it gets annoying. It's one of the reasons why I couldn't play Fallout 3 on PC, because it just annoyed the hell out of me with how glitchy that game was. I can play Skyrim, but I kind of had to bite my teeth through that game, even though it was a great game. The glitches really get under my skin, and it's really
I
annoying.
see. That
But
really bothers you, doesn't it?
oh yeah, dude, it's a huge reason why even though I try to pick up these Bethesda games I mean I spend countless hours on Skyrim, but it's one of the
Yeah.
reasons that I can never really pick up Fallout. Skyrim because I love the fantasy series and everything like that, and I kind of like that setting more than I do the regular Fallout. But then I pick up Fallout and I just can't. I just It's annoying as hell. And then the worst part is that they leave them in there. They leave the glitches and they don't patch them out later or any of that shit. Like they just leave them in there. That's annoying. But anyway, I digress. Let's go ahead and switch over to another subject. We kind of have a lot to cover today, so I'm gonna try to go through this some of this stuff pretty quickly. Um, we're gonna talk about esports. In general, we do talk about a lot about esports in this podcast. So I'm gonna quickly mention Sporting Lisbon is they sign up a FIFA Pro player. So this is the ninth professional team to actually get into esports. And then with esports, they're actually one of the first teams to actually show that they're actually partnered with G2A, with Elgato and other people like that. So now they're showing that the partnerships are there, the money is coming in. So more and more people are gonna start coming in. I know Madden got some professional people as well. So FIFA is looking like they're gonna get more and more people. I'm just waiting so I can support the Barcelona player, and that's all I'm waiting for. So I can go ahead and put my weight all behind him. Another esports event going on today that just started. It's IEM, which is an International Extreme Masters. If a lot of people don't know, this is actually one of the places where Dota 2 happens, and this is the Dota 2 Major. I know other stuff happens there as well, but this is one of the places that Dota 2 Major happens. The Dota 2 pot right now is at $18.6 million. Last year, the final was played for 18.4 million. So it's already past that and it's still going. So Dota 2, $18.6 million. Last year, the winning team took home a total of $6 million. There's 5 people on the team plus the actual squad of like backup that they have, which is the coaches, the support staff, the analysts, and all that. But pretty much each actual player themselves took home $1 million. One of those being a 16-year-old kid named Samil, that's his in-game name. I'm sorry. He took home $1 million, so he became instant millionaire by playing Dota 2. So definitely check that out. IEM, it's definitely something I recommend watching. A lot of good esports happening there. Another quick segment hitting. I'm just trying to get through these real quick. Another quick segment with the whole CS:GO Lotto and Valve breaking down and stopping a lot of these betting sites from now happening. Even the Dota, they even send a cease and desist letter to a Dota 2 betting site. Uh, Phantom Lord, a popular Twitch streamer, got his account permanently banned on Twitch. He was kind of like some of the stuff was happening with him and CS:GO Shuffle. They haven't really talked. They don't really talk about why they shut down different channels, but his channel was shut down. A lot of people were talking about maybe him faking the subs. He was actually faking subscriptions on his channel, and some people said they were kind of proving it and sending it to Valve. So we're not sure exactly how that's happened, but that's also on there. Now, something I'm gonna let you talk about, Colin, and something I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to. At least let me go ahead and find that. San Diego Comic Con. They talked about a lot of stuff coming out. They talked about, um, one of the things they talked about was Telltale Games finally adding multiplayer to their games, starting with Batman. How is that
Why?
exactly gonna work, and why? I
Why?
am not sure. I mean, how do you think it's gonna? How do you think multiplayer is gonna work for Telltale? I mean, I can see co-op happening, and I can see co-op decisions
Yeah.
being a thing.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't really see what that is. I mean, I understand a lot of people watching Twitch streams. A lot of these games now have Twitch interaction, like Tomb Raider, the Tomb Raider game. Sorry, it's called Rise of the Tomb Raider. They had a Twitch integration where you can have like where you can do like this adventure mode, and it's kind of like see how many points you can get, and they have the Twitch chat can choose a card, which means you can have big head mode. That means you can make it harder for you, make it easier for you. There's other one called Super Fighter that has like Twitch chat integration and stuff like that. So I'm thinking that's a good thing to have. Maybe if they added that to Telltale, like, hey, I'm playing this on Twitch. People can choose what they want me to choose, but multiplayer is a little bit different and something I didn't expect from Telltale. But they are gonna be adding that, so I guess look forward to that. Starting with Batman though, so see
So
how it
if I
goes.
gave you the best cake of your entire life, and you were like, "Colin, this cake is so good. It's so amazing." And I'm like, "Good. I'm glad you like the cake." And then I give you six more of those cakes, and they're just as good. And then I throw a skewer of shrimp on top of it. You're probably gonna be like, "Colin, what the hell did you do to my cake? These cakes have been so good for so long. Like, why did you feel like you needed to change them?" And that's what I feel like Telltale is doing. They're creating beautiful masterpieces every single time. Like, why do you need to mess with that formula? Like, I haven't heard anyone, going and shouting from the rooftops for multiplayer for Telltale games. It's just not what needs to happen. Whenever I play a Telltale game, whenever I play Walking Dead, like one of the best moments of gaming for me, period, was the end of the first season of Walking Dead for Telltale, and I was
Yep.
by myself. And I don't think that a Telltale games should be experienced with anyone else unless you're streaming them, in my opinion. So,
No, I definitely that's actually one of the games that I actually streamed, even though I had actually never played it and kind of went into streaming it. And even though it's a kind of older game at the time that I was streaming it, a lot of people still came back and watched it just because they wanted to see my reaction to stuff happening.
yep.
And I kind of have to agree, like, yeah, I'm streaming it, but the thing is, they weren't like telling me what was gonna happen, or I couldn't hear them reacting. I think if I were to hear somebody else reacting, or if I had someone next to me reacting, I think it'd be a little bit different my reaction as well. So I mean, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. More news as that comes out. We'll see how that one treats us, and we'll see how that one itself plays out. Um, but one of the things I wanted to cover because you're still playing, and actually I'm playing as well, and I say still playing is because a lot of people are actually definitely playing this game. Pokemon Go still has secrets to uncover, from legendary finds to a team leader role. This is an article by Polygon on Polygon.com. Um, this is pretty much all the information as far as the stuff that was described at San Diego Comic Con for Pokemon Go. Um, so they're gonna have all the Pokemon Go Easter eggs are still not discovered, so there's a lot of stuff happening there. They actually went in ahead and announced all the team leaders that were actually there as well. Actually, that thing, everything in. They go ahead and actually named all the leaders, which were Candela, Blanche, and Spark. So pretty much letting me know that Team Valor is indeed the true team. So we're gonna go with that. And if you're not Team Valor, Colin, we're not gonna be friends. Simple as
Exactly.
that. So let's see. What else? Do you know anything of the other news that they announced at San Diego Comic Con while I'm looking at stuff here?
Not necessarily. I feel like they're just gonna give it a bit more of a storyline. Pokemon Go has definitely been more of just a grind. You're just running around catching Pokemon different places. There hasn't been a storyline, like the original Pokemon games did.
Yeah.
And with the new lore for these leaders and learning more about them, I feel like it'll create a storyline that'll give you a reason to be loyal more so than just I like the color red more than blue or yellow. So
Soil. Another one. Yeah, I mean, with the team leaders actually being unveiled, they said they're gonna start, like, the team leaders are gonna give you like advice and stuff as things happen. They are trying to do legendary Pokemon events, so we're gonna see how that treats it. The Pokemon Go Plus actual item is gonna actually be delayed until September of this year. It was actually set to come out this year, this month in July, but it's actually been pushed back to September. So big up on that. But again, what can you do when so many people are looking forward to it and you don't have it ready? That's gonna happen for you. And I think that pretty much about covers it. Real quick, Twitch clips has finally been announced today as being available for every streamer on Twitch. So if your favorite streamer is streaming something and you think it's hilarious or you think it's amazing, you want to capture it. If you don't have Oddshot, or you don't know how to use Oddshots, Twitch clips is now available for everybody to go ahead and use. So that's definitely something that a lot of people are going to be using, and I think it's fun to go ahead and capture something from a stream that's embarrassing or funny, or maybe rage inducing as far as the streamer doing it. Never something that's actually breaks privacy and stuff like that. I don't recommend that, but everything else you can definitely go ahead and look at. And then World of Warcraft is releasing an audio drama, much like the one I talked about last week called Hunt the Truth for Halo. World of Warcraft is releasing a lower one this time around, so I'm looking forward to that. I'll definitely give you guys an update as far as how that is, but they have, of course, voice acting. It is World of Warcraft, so definitely gonna looking forward to that. Colin, this has been an hour and it's been a long one. Anything else you want to talk about on your end?
not really, just make sure you watch the last couple of games of the Title Race tournament. Make sure you're always checking out titlerace.com. Also, make sure you check out in the next couple weeks. We're going to have a man on the ground at MLG Orlando, which is really exciting for the Call of Duty event. He's going to be talking to a couple of professional Call of Duty players, which is really exciting. So make sure you check out his coverage. That'll be at Who Is Dreamy is going to be on that story. And other than that, follow me on Twitter at callinmemaybe_. Follow Title Race at Title_Race. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything like that, you can privately email me at colin@titlerace.com.
Yeah, definitely. And again, a reminder: next week we are going to start our Digital Deluxe Podcast Game Club. Pretty much all you guys what we recommend doing is go ahead and either tweet at us using the hashtag Digital Deluxe POD. Pretty much just send us a game name, any game you guys want us to go ahead and play as far as the game club, and we can talk about that. It could be any game that's like an older game from back in the day, as long as we're able to get a good copy of it. It could be a newer game that's out, as long as we can pretty much forward it, and something try to keep it like regular ratings, nothing adult oriented or anything like that, or maybe anything that's out in Japan that we can get our hands on here. But definitely anything you guys want to play along, or something that maybe you want to see other people play that you want to talk about, we can go put it in tweet it to me, email it to me, or tweet it at Digital Deluxe or Title Race, and we're gonna put it in a little hat or a little randomizer. We're gonna pick out that game and we're gonna pretty much play it every 2 weeks we're gonna meet up on this podcast and talk about those games. And of course, you guys can join in the chat to talk about that as well. So, with that being said, you can always follow me at Lex Exclusives on Twitter. You can follow Digital Deluxe at digital_deluxe on Twitter. You can also go to titlerace.com/Digital Deluxe to go ahead and check out the podcast. You can also find this podcast, as always, on iTunes. You can find it on Podomatic. I'm trying to put it on Google Play. And you can find the video podcast itself, your lovely faces and mugs, over on the YouTube at Title Race for that as well. You can also check out all the coverage Title Race. We're gonna pretty much add I don't know, I don't think we have a gaming section on Title Race, so we're gonna go ahead and be adding more stuff there. So keep an eye on that, so you guys can check that out. And as always, if you guys want to email me as well, you guys can go ahead and send me email at alex@titlerace.com. Send your love letters, concerns, whatever you guys want to go ahead and send there. You guys want to send me free games, go ahead and do so as well. I don't mind. And if you need a PO box, we'll see if Colin and I can get a PO box for any stuff you want to send us. Of course, good stuff that we want to get. So thank you guys so much. Go ahead and check out all that MLG coverage. Go ahead and check out the rest of the Title Race FIFA 16 tournament. We'll see you guys next week. Gaming news and indie coverage, I guess. At this point, we're pretty much becoming an indie coverage site, which is okay with me. And you got to start somewhere. So, you know, we're definitely appreciating all the love we're getting on that front. Of course, as always, follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/ExclusivelyLex. And go ahead and check out my tweets. Go check out my pinned tweet. There's a gleam for a BlizzCon, Blizzard Entertainment virtual ticket. You have a chance to win that. Go ahead and check that out. Go ahead and follow me on YouTube. Follow me everywhere. You guys go ahead and check that out. Thank you guys so much for everything. I do appreciate you guys. See you guys next week.
Bye.
Go. Have a good one, folks. Take care.